Have you ever wondered about the history of the world's largest monolith, Uluru? Picture a massive sandstone formation standing tall in the heart of Australia, a sight that has captured the imagination of many. But what secrets does this colossal structure hold? What tales does it whisper to the wind? From ancient origins to modern-day significance, Uluru's story is as vast and intriguing as the monolith itself. So, let's not delay any further. Let's delve into the fascinating past of this geological wonder. Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock, is a massive sandstone rock formation in central Australia. It's not just a rock but a glimpse into the ancient past, a testament to the power of nature, and a sacred symbol to the local Anangu people. Let's travel back in time, around 550 million years ago, to the formation of Uluru. At this time, the Earth was a very different place, and the area that is now Central Australia was a shallow sea. Sand and sediment from the surrounding mountains were washed into this sea, slowly building up layers upon layers. Over millions of years, these layers were compressed into sandstone, and the shifting of the Earth's crust caused this sandstone to tilt and rise above the surface, creating the monolith we know as Uluru. Now, what makes Uluru particularly fascinating is its geological composition. It's primarily made up of a type of sandstone known as arkose, which is rich in feldspar. This gives Uluru its distinctive red color as the iron in the feldspar reacts with oxygen to form iron oxide, or rust. However, despite this rusting, Uluru isn't eroding away. In fact, it's one of the most durable and weather-resistant types of sandstone in the world. But Uluru isn't just a geological marvel. To the local Anangu people, it holds deep cultural and spiritual significance. They believe that Uluru was formed by ancestral beings during the dream time, the timeless period of creation. These ancestral beings, in the form of giants, serpents, and other creatures, shaped the world and left their marks on the landscape, including Uluru. The Anangu people have passed down stories and rituals connected to Uluru for thousands of years, making it a living part of their culture and identity. So, Uluru isn't just a rock, it's a deeply significant cultural and spiritual symbol. It's a window into the ancient world, a testament to the power of nature and a sacred site that continues to inspire awe and reverence to this day. European explorers first set eyes on Uluru in the 19th century. This marked a significant chapter in the history of this majestic monolith, yet it was also a time of profound changes for its traditional custodians, the Anangu people. In the year 1872, a surveyor named William Gosse stumbled upon this natural wonder during one of his exploration missions in Central Australia. Struck by its sheer size and grandeur, Gosse was the first European to record the sighting of Uluru. Can you imagine being the first outsider to lay eyes on such an awe-inspiring sight? It must have been a moment of profound wonder, mixed with a sense of the sublime. Yet Gosse, like many of his contemporaries, was unaware of the deep spiritual significance of Uluru to the Anangu people. To him, it was a geological marvel waiting to be named and claimed, and so he christened it Ayers Rock, after the then South Australian Premier, Sir Henry Ayers. This renaming was a common practice of the era, reflecting the colonial mindset that saw the New World as a blank canvas, ready to be painted with European names and narratives. However, for the Anangu people, Uluru was far from a blank canvas. It was a vibrant tapestry of their history, culture, and spiritual beliefs. Their relationship with the land was one of deep reverence and respect, a connection that had been nurtured over tens of thousands of years. The European discovery and subsequent renaming of Uluru were just the beginning of a long period of conflict and displacement for the Anangu people. Their traditional way of life was disrupted, their sacred sites were encroached upon, and their voices were often silenced or ignored. However, the European discovery of Uluru led to a period of conflict and displacement for the Anangu people. It's a sobering reminder that the history of discovery is often intertwined with the history of conflict, and the echoes of these past events continue to resonate in the present. In 1985, a historic event took place at Uluru. The vast red monolith, a symbol of Australia's outback and a sacred site for the indigenous Anangu people, was about to witness a momentous change. This was the year when the Australian government officially handed Uluru back to its original custodians, the Anangu. This act of returning land to its traditional owners was not a common occurrence, and was a significant step forward in recognizing indigenous rights in Australia. The Anangu people have a deep spiritual connection to Uluru. Their ancestors have lived and thrived in this region for tens of thousands of years, and their stories, beliefs, and laws are all intertwined with this magnificent natural formation. On October 26, 1985, the land was formally returned to the Anangu under the Aboriginal Land Rights Act. This was more than just a symbolic gesture. It was an acknowledgement of the Anangu's enduring connection to the land and a recognition of their rights as the traditional owners. But this handover came with a condition. The Anangu agreed to lease the land back to the Australian National Parks and Wildlife Agency for 99 years. This agreement ensured that Uluru would continue to be protected as a national park and remain accessible to the public. This arrangement was a delicate balancing act. On one hand, it recognized the Anangu's rights as the traditional owners. On the other hand, it ensured that Uluru, a site of immense natural beauty and cultural significance, would continue to be preserved and enjoyed by people from all walks of life. The handover of Uluru was more than just the returning of a piece of land. It was a testament to the resilience of the Anangu people, a validation of their long-standing connection to the land, and an important step towards righting the wrongs of the past. And so, on that significant day in 1985, as the deed to Uluru was handed back to the Anangu, a new chapter began in the story of this ancient monolith. This marked a significant milestone for Indigenous rights in Australia. For many years, climbing Uluru was a popular tourist activity, despite the objections of the Anangu people. This colossal monolith, rising majestically from the heart of Australia's Red Centre, had become a must-climb challenge for many visitors, an irresistible draw for those seeking to conquer its rugged heights. Yet, this seemingly innocent pursuit was mired in controversy. The Anangu people, the traditional owners of Uluru, regarded the rock as a sacred site, a cornerstone of their cultural and spiritual beliefs. To them, every footstep on the sacred stone was a trespass, a violation of their deeply held respect for the land. As the years passed, the tension between the thrill-seeking climbers and the Anangu people intensified. The climbers, drawn by the allure of the grandeur of Uluru, were often unaware of the cultural significance of their actions. This lack of understanding led to an ongoing battle, a clash between cultural respect and recreational pursuit. The turning point came in 2019. After years of heated debates and discussions, a decision was made. The climbing route on Uluru was officially closed. This monumental decision was met with a mixture of reactions. Some mourned the loss of a cherished adventure, while others celebrated it as a long-awaited victory for cultural respect and understanding. The closure of the climbing route marked a significant shift in how Uluru was perceived. No longer was it seen merely as a challenge to be conquered, but rather as a symbol of the rich cultural heritage of the Anangu people. This shift was not just about the preservation of a physical landscape, but also about the recognition and respect for the cultural landscape that had existed long before the first climbers ever set foot on Uluru. Today, Uluru stands not just as a natural wonder, but as a symbol of cultural respect and reconciliation. It serves as a reminder that every place has a story, a history, a significance that transcends its physical appearance. In respecting the wishes of the Anangu people, we not only preserve the natural beauty of Uluru, but also honor the rich tapestry of cultural heritage that it represents. So, as we've seen, Uluru has a rich and complex history. From its formation some 600 million years ago, this ancient monolith has stood as a testament to nature's power and time's passage. It's more than just a massive rock in the heart of Australia. It's a symbol, a beacon of cultural significance for the Anangu people who have revered it for tens of thousands of years. For the Anangu, Uluru is a canvas of ancestral stories, a spiritual guide, and a link to their past. It's a place where their traditions breathe, their rituals come alive, and their connection to the land is celebrated. Then came the European explorers in the 19th century, bringing a different perspective to this natural wonder. From William Goss, who named it Ayers Rock, to the countless adventurers who scaled its heights, Uluru became a symbol of exploration and conquest. But the story doesn't end there. The late 20th century brought a shift in perspective, a recognition of the Anangu's rightful ownership. The handover in 1985 was a landmark event, a moment of justice and reconciliation. Even the closure of the climbing route in 2019, while controversial to some, was a significant step in respecting the cultural significance of Uluru and preserving its natural beauty. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this journey through the history of Uluru. Stay curious and keep exploring.